Hi. In this video, I'd like to talk about what it means to be directive, because it seems that a lot of people have an idea about what it means to be directive, where you then try to live up to that idea and express that idea instead of looking at what does it actually mean to be directive and doing that. So let's maybe start with the common misconception about what it means to be directive. Like, what do people tend to do when you suggest to them to be directive? And generally, it is a puffing themselves up and going out and telling people what to do and trying to be very stern and very clear and authoritative, from a behavioral point of view, and how you hold yourself and how you speak and how you place your words. It's also often very rigid, as in, do this, this, this. This is not acceptable. Do that. Do this. Like very squared. What else? Yeah, I think that kind of captures the idea of what it means to be directive. Kind of like puffing yourself up, being the boss. That's generally the idea that's behind what it means to be directive, where you have to now boss people around and be stern and kind of harsh. Sometimes it's just firmness, but often it tends to be interpreted as harshness. Also, this is one where a disconnect is created between the people you're speaking to and yourself. So it's like you've already prepared beforehand what you're going to say, how you're going to say it, why you're saying it, and you kind of practice it inside yourself, and now you're going out there and you do it. But as you're speaking to the people you're talking to, the people you're trying to direct, as you're now talking to them, you're not here with them. You don't hear what they're saying. You're not really interacting with them. You're not actually even speaking to them. It's more like you're speaking at them, because you already decided you're going to do all these things and you have to be directive, and you can't sway now. There's no place for doubt. You have to be directive. So you kind of just speak at them because you've already decided everything you're going to say, how you're going to say it. And now you're just kind of like moving through your script as fast as possible to get it over with, because you're actually not comfortable doing this. So that's not really what it means to be directive. Being directive starts, first of all, with yourself. And it really doesn't mean anything more than you direct, you decide, you move, you give direction, meaning you decide which direction is going to be taken and you move yourself to do that. For instance, in terms of your self-direction, what does it mean to not be self-directive is to be overwhelmed by an emotion and acting out on the emotion, and going into an outburst, or the opposite of hiding away in your room for a week, or becoming all like low and depressed and kind of not wanting to interact with people. That's when your thoughts, emotions, and feelings are now directing you to do certain things. It's not you directing yourself. Because you'll find that usually emotions and feelings, they won't direct you in a way that's best for all. It's in a way that compromises you, and it's a way that compromises everyone around you. So if you were to direct yourself, you wouldn't be going into this whole emotional state and this feeling state and kind of dwell on it for a long, long time. Because that's not you looking at what is actually best here and directing yourself according to that. So that's being directive in relation to yourself. It's nothing nothing special. You're not going to do this to yourself. No, it's just, okay, what's happening? This is happening. Okay, am I accepting and allowing that? No. Okay, what can I do instead? All right, I see a solution could be to live this word. And then I decide to do that. I move myself to do that. Self-direction, simple. So directing others is merely that application of self-direction with other people. It does not, self-direction does not determine your expression. Self-direction is about who you are, and that you decide on your expression. It doesn't, however, decide or determine that you should now be stern, you should now be harsh, you should now come in and tell people what to do. That's got nothing to do with being directive. That's just an expression that you can direct yourself to take on. But it doesn't have to be that. I mean, you can direct the situation by being humble. That is a way to direct the situation. You can direct the situation by sharing something about yourself. You can direct others, same thing, create a discussion. That's a way to direct a point. It doesn't matter necessarily, how do I say this? To be directive doesn't mean you have to take on this one expression. It just means that you look at the situation, you look at the people who are within it, you look at what would be best for everyone, and then you move the point and you move it into that direction. You open it up, and you invite others to join you. That's it. So it can be creating a group discussion. It can be asking a question, asking for more information is to direct. If you see that what is needed as a directive action is more information needs to be brought up, then asking a question is to be directive. It can be anything. It's not about what you're doing, what you're saying, how you're saying it. It's about whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you're expressing. Did you decide that? Did you make that decision? Did you consider whether who you are in this moment is best for everyone involved? That's what it means to be directive, nothing else. So if you within yourself or in your experience so far have found that you tend to go into this idea of being directive where you kind of go, and like, this is how it is, and you should know this, and this is the self-dishonest, and why are you self-dishonest, and why are you not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and seeing only that as being directive, then, look at it again, because you're limiting what it means to be directive. It's not about doing that or looking like that or being perceived as authority. Self-directive is just you deciding, you moving according to what you see is best for all, what you see is needed. Okay, I'll continue about this topic a bit in my next video. Just one other dimension of it that I'd like to share. Thank you for listening. Bye.